So this weekend we have a couple of different Eevee based events going on to celebrate Eevee Day, which I didn't know that was a thing, but hey, Eevee Day is a thing and we are celebrating it. Who doesn't like Eevee? So the first part of this event here is we're going to see mass outbreaks popping up in both the main Paldea region as well as the Kitakami area of the DLC. And these Eevees are going to have access to marks that they wouldn't typically have. The ones that are going to be available in the Paldea region through these mass outbreaks are going to have the Jittery mark, the Intense mark, the Intellectual mark, and the Flustered mark. Now, I'm not typically a mark hunter, but the idea of Eevee the Intense going into battle does make me laugh a little bit, so that would be fun to try to find one of those marks. And then in Kitakami, the marks that are going to be available on these boosted Eevee outbreaks are going to be the Rowdy mark, the Excited mark, the Calmness mark, and the Unsure mark. So Eevee the Nervous slash Eevee the Unsure, that could be funny as well. So anyways, that's going to be the first part of the event is mass outbreaks in both Paldea and Kitakami will have access to these marks that are currently on screen. And then the second part of the event is going to be a 7-star Terra Normal Eevee raid. So let's go and let's dive into that. Eevee the Unrivaled is making its debut in a 7-star Terra raid, and to be completely honest guys, I don't know what to expect from Eevee because it's not one of those Pokemon that has an exclusive item that doubles its offensive stats. It doesn't have the highest stat distribution to begin with. It's got 55 HP, it's got 55 attack, 50 defense, 45 special attack, 65 special defense, and 55 speed. And honestly, its abilities are not really the greatest either. 2 out of 3 of them are not good. One of which is Runaway, which has no effect in competitive play at all. It only works in this story mode, and it just guarantees that you can escape. Its hidden ability is Anticipation, which just gives Eevee a case of the willies when the opponent has either a super effective move or a one-shotting move at its disposal. And then finally, its one good ability is Adaptability, which does double its stat, but Adaptability is not Eevee's hidden ability, and we've always seen the hidden abilities on 7-star raid bosses so far. So I don't see them having adaptability, or rather, what I could see potentially is they could have adaptability on the Eevee, but the Eevee we catch could have Anticipation, and then that way, if we decided we wanted to evolve it, then we'd have access to the hidden ability of whatever Pokemon we're evolving it to. But honestly, I'm just going to catch this Eevee, and I'm going to leave it like my Pikachu, just unevolved, and just go from there. So what could we potentially see from Eevee? Well, we might see Fake Tears to lower our special defense 2 stages. We could see Calm Mind to increase Eevee's special attack and special defense. We could see potentially Wish to increase Eevee's HP over time, because they would have to give this thing some sort of a gimmick to make it a little bit of a challenge, or could just be more of a promotional thing because it is celebrating Eevee Day. So that could be a thing. And then I'm thinking Stored Power could be the damage option right here, because what we could see is Eevee boosts up its special attack, special defense with Calm Mind, and then goes for Stored Power after lowering our special defense with Fake Tears, and just trying to go from there. Now, we could see Last Resort as well, instead of maybe Wish. Last Resort is a big hitting normal type attack. It's base 140 power, and it has to make sure that every other move that the Pokemon using it has gone at least once before it can activate Last Resort, which base 140 power off adaptability, that would hurt, especially with Terra Normal. So coming from any Pokemon other than Eevee, I can see that being really scary. But like I said, Eevee's only got base 55 attacks, so I feel like what we gotta see is Eevee increasing its offensive stats some way or another. This thing does get access to Curse, so maybe instead of even Stored Power, maybe what we might see is Calm Mind and Curse to raise collectively the attack, defense, special attack, and special defense stat between the 2 moves. Now, this would be lowering Eevee's speed, but that doesn't really matter. We could see that. We might not even see Fake Tears. We might just see Stored Power plus the 2 boosting moves and Last Resort. That could be a thing too. So that might be something they try to do with the Eevee raid. Now, what I'm thinking about doing to counter Eevee is actually bringing Corviknight. And the main reason why I was thinking this is because Eevee's Terra Normal and Corviknight did a really good job against the Terra Normal Rillaboom raid. So maybe what we could do is we can go max HP, max defense with a defense boosting nature, and then run a body press set. So what I was thinking here is we could use Iron Defense to boost up our defense. We can use Screech to soften up Eevee. We have Roost to heal us back up if we need to. And then we can go for the Body Press to do big damage. We can use the Shell Bell to get back a little bit of HP from the damage we're doing with Body Press. And then that way too, we don't have to rely heavily on Roost. And if this Eevee is running Fake Tears or any other move that could lower our damage output, like say maybe Baby Doll Eyes, we have Mirror Armor to reflect that back at Eevee. And then if this thing is a stored power set, in addition to Last Respects, or not Last Respects, Last Resort. Last Respects is drastically different. But yeah, anyways, if this is Last Resort Eevee, then at least we have Mirror Armor to reflect back any attack lowering stats onto Eevee, and then we can keep that in check. And plus, if Eevee's going for the Fake Tears and Calm Mind to synergize with Stored Power, then at least Fake Tears would be reflected back to lower Eevee's special defense as well. So that's what I was mainly thinking as far as the raid boss goes. We could probably throw out... I don't think this is going to be that hard of a raid. We could probably justify running Iron Hands as well. But anyways, that's my main thoughts on the 7-star Eevee raid. And there you have it, guys. That's the event in a nutshell. We'll be seeing Eevee the Unrivaled in 7-star Terra raids, as well as the mass outbreaks in both Paldea and Kitakami having access to marks that Eevee would typically not have access to. So let me know what you think of the event down in the comments below. And for those of you who are going to be looking for each of those marks, happy hunting.